Frozen movie mistakes. Anna and Elsa. They've become household names thanks to Disney's animated musical fantasy, Frozen. The story revolves around Princess Anna's bond with her sister Elsa, whose icy powers inadvertently trap their entire kingdom in eternal winter. Frozen is a tale of adventure, sprinkled by essential flavors of uncorrupted sisterhood, romance, and loads of humor and melody. And of course, who can forget Olaf? As a matter of fact, Olaf did as well capture the hearts of many a folk. Just in case you didn't know, Olaf's Frozen Adventure is a 21-minute Frozen holiday film which debuted in theaters for a limited-time engagement with Disney Pixar's Coco. For those of you who haven't seen Coco already, we highly recommend that you do. It's deemed to be one of Disney's most original stories in a long time to come, and is just as marvelous. With that being said, let's get back to Frozen. After watching and rewatching and doing our bit of research, here are a bunch of mistakes that the Movie House team could scoop from the flick. Mistake 1. As you can see, the saws are being rammed into thick ice. But did you know that any ice sheet that can support weight as much as humans will definitely require holes to be drilled through them before saws can be used? Yet, there's not a sign of a drilling apparatus. Mistake 2. Now that's a pretty spacious gallery. Anna sure is lucky to have it all to her, and she sure hopes to fit into those frames. Well, what caught our eyes is the cushioned furniture that she's standing on. In this particular shot, look at that sofa. Where did that come from all of a sudden? Here's the previous view of the hall for your reference. Mistake 3. In this remarkable scene, Elsa can barely hold her royal processions. The frost begins to gradually take hold of it before she hands it over to the priest. As gradual as it may be, logically speaking, some frost ought to have remained on the object before it completely disappears, yet there's no sign of it, and the priest didn't even flinch. Mistake 4. In this remarkably romantic scene, where the spotlight shines upon the shadow, ironic isn't it? The shadow on the floor is entirely missed out. Now, that is indeed disobeying the laws of light's trajectories. Mistake 5. Over here, just as Elsa assembles Olaf, in the very next shot, he seems to disappear. However, many people seem to not notice it thanks to the amazing Let It Go musical. Mistake 6. And over here, as the song continues, Elsa is walking forward on a flat expanse of snow, but in the very next cut, it appears that she is running up over a hill that seems to have come from nowhere. Mistake 7. Look carefully in this scene. Elsa's beautiful braid passes through, not over her left shoulder. Here, look again. We're playing it in slow motion for you. Mistake 8. As Anna walks into the cozy building and sauna, as you can see, there's no visible wind or storms. Yet when she enters in, the wind appears to slam the door shut behind her. Mistake 9. And yet again, as a careless error, Kristoff's stringed instrument has 4 strings but only 3 tuning pegs. We wonder what the animators were doing. We're not really blaming them, perhaps they have their own sets of challenges. Mistake 10. Over here, as Anna is in haste, we can see her hair flowing behind her. But in the very next shot, her hair is in front of her, resting on her chest. Mistake 11. Watch closely. In this shot, Anna moves over, adding a bit of awkwardness which all boys and men seem to have been through at least once in their lives. Yet again, here she is sitting in the same old position. Wish all boys got that lucky. Mistake 12. In this action sequence, Anna bravely rescues Kristoff by setting the blanket on fire and tossing it on towards the wolves. But what about the torch? It seems to have disappeared all of a sudden. It sure could have lit the whole cart on fire. Mistake 13. Over here, to get Olaf's head straight, Anna has to walk a few steps towards him. But then again, somehow, after a bit of conversation where neither Anna nor Olaf is seen moving, Anna is somehow back in the position she started in near Kristoff. Mistake 14. There seem to have been some serious continuity errors in the movie. Watch as the clothes drop from the man's hand as he panics. Yet in the very next shot, the clothes are back. Mistake 15. Coming back to the Let It Go song sequence. As you can see here, the shot starts from an exposed rock protrusion. However, in the shot of the mountain, there is no sign of such a thing. Mistake 16. Over here, notice Anna standing well into the middle of the room, But all of a sudden, in the next shot, she seems to have come near the base of the staircase in a jiffy. Mistake 17. And again, over here, Olaf is present beside Anna on the staircase, but subsequently, he disappears. Continuity errors can sometimes be the most bothering ones in movies. Mistake 18. And here is something that questions our sense of logic. These gigantic ice walls besides Anna should actually reflect the side of her face, but instead, the reflections show her face from the front. Mistake 19. In this shot, as Anna and Kristoff get tossed by the ice giant, the Marshmallow, notice that Anna's headscarf is missing, but in the very next shot, as they recover from the fall, her headscarf is intact. Mistake 20. As Anna, Kristoff, and Olaf make the giant fall, just as she cuts the rope, they still ought to be tied together, yet somehow they fall apart. Besides, the rope is nowhere to be found. Mistake 21. And again, in the same fall sequence, the mound of snow where Anna falls, the same disturbed surface from which Kristoff pulls her up, suddenly goes smooth. Mistake 22. Over here, the Duke's guards shoot several arrows into the Marshmallow's arm, but the arrows somehow disappear in this shot. Mistake 23. That's not all. Two gendarmes are tossed against the snowbank after they both fire their crossbows, and you can see the crossbows on the ground, but no bolts. But in the next shot, a bolt appears under the gendarmes, which he then picks up and then chases after the queen. Mistake 24. And one more with the same action sequence, notice the guard behind. He has not taken his bolt, but it appears in the following shots. Mistake 25. Notice Elsa's hair resting on her left shoulder, but in the next shot, it lies flat on her back. Mistake 26. And over here, Prince Han is weaving his sword, but as he tries to pursue Elsa, the sword disappears. Mistake 27. And again, if we try to perceive this scene accurately in terms of distance, Hans is too far away for him to move so quickly to thwart the guard's shot, yet somehow he does it. Mistake 28. Anyone making their moves through the snow ought to leave footprints behind, and the scene has depicted Kristoff and Sven's footprints accurately. Where accuracy fails is when Sven convinces Kristoff, and when he looks back, there is no trace of any footprints. Mistake 29. Over here, when Olaf goes into the room where Anna is freezing, you can see that she is lying right next to the door. But after Olaf relights the fire, Anna is laying a few steps from the door. Mistake 30. If you noticed correctly, Elsa's study is located at the end of a long hallway. But later in the movie, as Anna and Olaf leave the study after Hans's betrayal, it's moved to the middle of the long hallway. Mistake 31. Notice carefully in this scene, Hans falls to the ground behind a raised patch of ice, but neither he nor the block of ice can be seen later. Mistake 32. And yet another glitch on Anna. We're starting to suspect if it was intentional. Was Anna a hologram? Just kidding. Look again. Kristoff's thumb momentarily seems to pass through Anna's torso. Here, look again. Mistake 33. And even in this last scene, where Elsa resurrects Olaf, she restores a personal snow cloud on top of him, perhaps with the idea to keep him cold at all times. Yet, as the camera pans out and into the credits, Olaf's snow flurry is nowhere to be seen. Despite many noticeable mistakes, Frozen has managed to capture hearts worldwide, and we at Movie House did as well enjoy the movie, and we hope that many such errors could have been avoided upon proper inspection. Thank you for watching our compilation. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more such compilations. And before we wrap, we would appreciate it if you checked out our Instagram profile for more amazing pictures that speak 1,000 words. @MovieHouseInsta.